All right, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. He said the sheriff and the fire chief.
Hey, my name is Randy. I'm up on EMG 5. Okay. Thank you. You have no idea when this was supposed to be, right?
3:05. I really am.
You're welcome.
I'm sitting here.
About what?
Everything that
About
happened.
everything's going on there?
Yeah.
Yep. You and me both? I'm guessing after this we'll call and make sure we're supposed to be going back to the place at 4 o'clock. Your wife? Come to sheriff.
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good.
Just me.
Just this is easy.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna get out here together.
I'll just hold the
Do
mic.
you guys know Kelly with EOC?
Hi. No, we haven't met before.
Chief McGee with St. Anne's County Fire Rescue.
Hello, Tiffany.
Lieutenant Chief Hank Epperson.
Hi.
And then I'll have Lieutenant Keith Oak here too as well. He's in
Oh, we
charge
got a
of
whole
the
crew.
management team.
All right.
Tell me we're doing shades. Oh no, we're doing shades or shades. Oh, you have. I don't have any. I only have the last one. Yeah. Put him in the middle. I think we should do this. That moves the number out, right?
Yeah, there we go.
I think a lot of people know.
We're live.
Live where? I'm going to turn the warnings to the ones on. 145, that came out. 10 tornado watch. I came out first thing this morning.
All right. You want to go ahead and get us off started, Chief?
Yeah, sure.
So good afternoon. Standing here today with me, of course, is St. Johns County's EOC representative, which is Kelly Wilson. Lieutenant Keith Oak with the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is in charge of our incident management team. I have Chief McGee here with St. Johns County Fire and Rescue, and Battalion Chief Hank Epperson with St. Johns County Fire and Rescue. So today, early morning hours, we started receiving, of course, tornado watch warnings, or watch basically in St. Johns County early this morning. And around 11:30 this afternoon, 11:40, we started receiving actually information that there was possible tornado warnings in the immediate area here. At 11:40, we actually have a video from a neighbor here in the TrailMark area. So we believe just before that, in the C.H. Arnold area, is where some tornado activity actually started occurring. It actually came through TrailMark and in a southeast direction, approximately 2 to 2.5 miles. We don't have the exact information now, as Lieutenant Oak will say in a minute, because of course the National Weather Service is actually here doing their boots on ground assessment. So luckily we have one injury, of course, which Chief McGee will talk about in a minute. A lot of damage as far as windows, fences, roofs, shingles, and things like that. And I'll let Chief McGee speak to you as well.
All right, Chief?
Yeah, so once we started receiving 911 calls coming in about a tornado in the TrailMark area, we dispatched units out to it, including our urban search and rescue team. We're receiving multiple reports of damage to multiple structures in the neighborhood. When the units got on scene, they immediately started doing damage assessment for the structures and triage any patients that might be in the area. The damage that Sheriff Hardwick talked about is what they found with the blown out windows, some roof damage, shingles. No injuries immediately reported. There was one injury that was reported that took themselves to the hospital. We did not treat or transport any patients from the scene. After that, we got unified command established with the Sheriff's Office here at the TrailMark Clubhouse and had seamless operations there throughout the event for that. We do train for those events throughout the year and for just instances just as this. Chief Epperson was the first command officer on scene. He can probably brief you on what he found when he arrived.
All right, do we know if the person who was injured was inside a home or outside when it happened?
Good.
No, we don't know. All we got were reports that there was an injury and they were self-transported to the hospital, that they declined any assistance from fire rescue.
All right, anything else you can tell us about the response?
The initial response, monitoring the Sheriff's Office radios, reported that there were several buildings that had sustained damage. So we upped our response. We added some additional rescues and engines to the initial response. When we got here on scene, most of the damage appeared to be exterior damage, no structural damage major structural damage to any of the structures.
Do we know right now if anyone's displaced? Kelly?
We have begun doing our damage assessment teams from the county damage assessment teams are out in the field right now. We were just also driving around with the National Weather Service Jacksonville, and as of now it does not appear anyone needs further assistance or has been displaced from the weather.
So just real quick, if you don't mind, just putting it out to Kelly, if they come home tonight from work, of course, and find damage, how do they contact us?
Oh, absolutely. We will get that information out on our Facebook, our building officials, but I will also say our damage assessment teams will be out tomorrow completing the damage assessment. So if they have any further damage or issues or need things, they can call the St. Johns County EOC or the St. Johns County Building Department.
Okay.
And also to the St. Johns County Sheriff's also have marked patrol cars out throughout the nighttime. On patrol, of course, as we know some people maybe have unoccupied homes. So if it's an additional damage, you can, of course, contact the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. And I did want to ask Lieutenant Keith Oak, too, since he was first on ground and boots on ground here first. Anything we're missing, LT?
No, that's it. Just, we get these warnings often, and this is a gentle reminder that you need to listen to them. When you get that tornado warning, please seek shelter and take that warning seriously.
So it's a relief that no one was injured here, right?
By far, yeah. I mean, the path of destruction was 2.5 miles that we know of as of right now. It could be multiple areas that were actually had touches from a tornado that the National Weather Service will let us know once they do their assessment. One thing I did want to put out too is stay out of the neighborhood. These people live here. This is their homes. They're assessing their damage. St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is patrolling in here, and we ask if you don't live here, don't come in here tonight. So give them some respect and privacy while they try to damage assess and fix their homes.
Sure. So understandably, residents are helping each other here. Is that nice to see when you guys are out there assessing things?
It is, and as Kelly Wilson will say, I mean, as people are in the roofs fixing their roofs, of course, and their damage, and that's what we do here in St. Johns County, is we help one another out, and you see who our true colors when things like this happen. So this is a great response by St. Johns County Fire and Rescue and St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, like always, along with our partnership with the EOC, and then you see the neighbors actually taking care of themselves, so we appreciate what they're doing.
All right. So any further updates will come from emergency management?
Yes, we will send out any further updates when they become necessary. We'll send them out.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Perfect.
Anything else you guys have to say?
No,
All right.
made it
All,
easy.
all
Yeah,
set.
thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. No problem.
Not like the others.
Oh. Chief, before you go, I did want to ask about Samara Lakes. Is that everything we said? Is that applied to Samara Lakes as well?
That's Samara. No, she's asking about Samara Lakes too as well.
Yes.
That's encompassed.
Yes, no reported damage.
Okay.
We actually got,
Are we
we did.
rolling still?
our building officials actually went through there and saw a little bit of roof damage in the
You
Samara
wanna go
Lake,
back
so
together here?
it would be.
It
Back
doesn't
together.
matter.
We're going back together.
Yeah.
Recess.
We just came from Samara Lakes, and I'm like, oh gosh, there's 2 neighborhoods affected here. Yeah. So.
Oh, it's too late.
Sorry. Assume the positions again.
It's all right.
All right. So talk to me about Samara Lakes. We drove through there. We saw the damage, and you talk about the injuries or damage that was seen there.
The damage that was reported to us by the St. Johns County building officials, they did see some roof damage in there. I believe it was similar to the damage that was here in the TrailMark neighborhood. You would have to speak with Chief McGee, but I don't know that there were any further injuries reported.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Anything you have to say, Lieutenant?
Just a reminder to everyone, all the assessments, all this is preliminary. This is our rough estimates and assessments. As they go through this process, we will probably find more damage. And again, damage was minor to significant, no catastrophic damage. Very fortunate day for all our homeowners and our residents. And as you spoke to earlier about neighbor helping neighbor, that's super important. That's the resiliency part of St. Johns County, and what St. Johns County should and will be proud of is our resiliency, neighbors helping neighbors.
Actually, Lieutenant, too, as well. We would touch about outside, of course, the tornado path, where there could be other damages from wind damage and regular saturation of the ground too, as well.
Right. Debris travels. So if you find debris, if you find things, please report that to emergency management or the sheriff's office, so that we can document that to make sure that it's not a part of this event and we get everything properly documented.
All right, Chief, just one more thing. I know you said that patrols would be out here in TrailMark. Does that also apply to Samara Lakes?
Sure. So we're actually be heavy patrols tonight, of course, that are dedicated just to the damaged areas of St. Johns County. And again, if there's any issues, we ask them to call the non-emergency number at 824-8304, or just call the emergency number if it's an emergency. Yes, we'll be out around in all the damaged areas.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks, guys.
We're breaking for real this time.
Yes, for real.